It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. They start on the ground with Elliott. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Prescott now. And that is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Prescott to throw it. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Inside give to Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And this will get inside the 20 and be touchdown just outside of the 15-yard line. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Jones. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing, Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside. And they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They go to Elliott again. And he's going to get this pretty close to the first down marker at the Giants' 44.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Off the play fake, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. He'll get this to Elliott. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. He shakes him off. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. So the completion gets him just a yard. 3rd and 7 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And they'll get him down short of 1st down, right on the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. The kick by Marr is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose. But you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Barkley, inside handoff. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Off play action. Jones. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Kadarius Toney really created headlines with a 10-catch game as a rookie, but couldn't stay healthy enough to build on it. Still had over 400 yards in his first campaign and should blow by those numbers with a full season in 2022. Nice first down pickup for the speedster right there.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. The Giants at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they've made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw on second down. Jones. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll start the drive with Elliott, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Here's Prescott. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big pickup of 38.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
Now Elliott. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
As largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? They'll try again with Elliott, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with career touchdown number 70. And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Catch made by Slayton. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Big DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground.
A broken foot limited DeMarcus Lawrence to 7 games last season and only 3 sacks. And the Cowboys, they didn't even get back to his Pro Bowl form. At one point in his career, he had 25 sacks in a span of 2 seasons.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Taken right around the 44. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. A first down carry by Elliott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right. And they get Jones for the 3rd time in this ball game. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
He's got it complete to Tolbert. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Prescott. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Again, it's Elliott. And this time he'll run into a wall right at the 4-yard line. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
2nd down, Prescott. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. So that, Charles, maybe the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something? Because we're into the third quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. To throw from his end zone, Jones. Going right side, he finds Slayton. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. The result, a 1st down as a quick slant gets him 14.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Looking to throw. Jones. He finds his man, complete. That's Hudson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 34.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Now Jones on 1st and 10. Has this complete to Daniel Bellinger. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
A first down carry for Barkley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Barkley. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw. Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Jared Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point try good by Gano, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked out by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are right back in this football game. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And he's got some space here. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Jabril Cox there on the tackle. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Micah Parsons able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Here's Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And this is Cook with the grab. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Yeah, to put it mildly, we look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
And some room to work. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Prescott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Marr on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
And my goodness, another interception. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Following the interception, here's Prescott. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. On the counter, Elliott. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 88 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Up the middle, here's Elliott. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Here's Elliott. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. And 3 yards on the carry there as his defense holds strong and takes it to 4th and goal. Marr able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Leighton Vander Esch.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several. And that's caught inside the 35. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the Cowboys, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season.
And they will head home for next week's contest.
Whenever I touch down.